all those other good joints, wherever you're watching the show from. It's Kev from Kevin's Corner, where I try to make some sense out of nonsense. And I'm back on this, I guess it's Wednesday. So let's see here. First things first, let's double check, make sure the sound is working right. Check one, check two. And then secondly, I want to make sure that I can see the chat. So let's see here. Can anybody in the chat? If you in the chat, where you at? All right. I see a couple people over there, but I need some real-time evidence. Somebody hit me back. Let me know we're not jammed up. See, so it's now starting over there. Okay. All right. Anybody over here? Nobody want to let me know? Thumbs up. There we go. That's all I need to see. That's all I needed to see. All right, then. With that being said, let's go ahead and get loose so we can get busy because we got a lot to talk about tonight. We got some serious stuff going on in the country. And tomorrow or maybe the next day, it's going to be a crucial decision made, which we need to talk about the ramifications of it. And you know what I'm talking about. Will Donald Trump be convicted and go to jail or not? Stay tuned. So let's get it. Let me get loose. I'm going to have to become MAGA man. Start tearing up everything if they do something stupid, which they will. You already know they're going to do something stupid. Real gorilla. Real gorilla. Real gorilla. There's some kings in the building. Gorillas in here. Gorillas in here. Gorillas in here. Gorillas in here. Yeah, man. So now, if this is your first time joining my show, whoa, I didn't mean to do that. Hit the like button, share my videos, follow me on all the other social media platforms, and also have a corner store, which you can click on below. There's a link right below this video. You can click on it, check it out, please. It helps out the channel. So please do that if you get a chance. And let me see if there's anything else. That number, 330-974-4607, is the number you can reach me just in case they try to unexist me on this platform here. Okay, and if you want to donate to the channel, I have a Cash App and a PayPal link below as well. Now let's get into it. But first, let's start off with the creep that's behind all of this corruption. And I'm talking about creepy, sleepy, sleazy, slimy, sloppy Joe. He's at it again. He is at it again, man. Gorillas in here. Gorilla in here. Let's see. Here we go. Come on, creepy.
Second, we're going to invest $369 billion to address the climate crisis.
To address the what? The climate crisis? Here we go again. Here we go again. Somebody dropped a whole box of marbles in Creepy's mouth again. Why can't Creepy speak? Slow it down. Enunciate the words. Read the teleprompter. Concentrate on the word before you pronounce it. So now we got a climate crisis. Now I got a feeling this right here is going to only go downhill. So if he started off with climate crisis, what other creative words can he invent?
What's the climate crisis?
Our judges indicate that that's close enough.
You've stepped up as a leader to fight global hunger around the world today. We must tackle the climate crisis.
There we go, a new word. Climate. Oh man, y'all ever heard of the climate crisis? The Klondike crisis. So now we got climate to worry about. I thought we was worried about climate, but now we got climate. Okay, so wait. It ain't over yet. If you think you can get worse, it does.
Well, we saved the planet from the climate crisis.
To these devastating effects on the climate crisis.
To tackle the climate crisis.
And meet this climate crisis?
From the climate crisis.
Now it's a climate crisis. See, you can't do that to Joe. Why are they even putting words like that in the teleprompter? So it's a climate crisis. Wow. How much worse can it get? How much worse can it get? Let's see.
This crisis are here. $362 billion to deal with climate.
To deal with climate. But none of that money can deal with these gaffes of yours. None of that money can fix that brain that is broken. If you can't get climate right, you are in trouble, brother. Considering this is one of the biggest talking points from the Democrats. All their major, talking points, all of their major, what do you call them? Policies. all of their major policies, it's like they don't even know anything about their own policies. I mean, the stuff that they push for is because somebody else told them to push for it. That's why they be fumbling it up. Remember Chameleon Harris was out there trying to promote battery operated cars. Had no idea how to turn it on. Oh, this is nice. What turns it on? And you're trying to sell it to us? You want us to change our lives based on these guys pushing stuff on us, and yet you can't even pronounce climate. But it's one of your top issues. Climate crisis. Yeah, unbelievable. Same thing. The LGBTQ, the LGBD, the BBD, boys to men, BBD, can't even get the acronyms right, the pronunciations right. So it's not near and dear to your heart, man. You don't really believe it. And if somebody started to ask these fools in detail, what do you know about these issues before you push it on the American people? Do you think Creepy, who can't say climate crisis, is going to be able to break it down why it's the greatest threat and we need to do something about it? We got to give up our houses the way they're designed. We got to refurbish everything and put a solar panel on top of the crib. You think he knows something about that? Nope. But he'll get out there and say, climate crisis, climate crisis. He'll push it down our throats and have no idea what the heck he's talking about. Somebody was like, yo, you push this policy, don't worry, we'll take care of you on the back end.
Folks, you look at climate warming.
Now it's climate warming. So now we got to worry about climate crisis. We got to worry about, what is it? Glycis, something like that. Now we worried about climate with a G. Okay. Climate crisis.
To use the soil to fight climate change.
The law makes the biggest climate investment ever.
Climate. Now we got to make some climate investments. Excellent.
Now they want to repeal the climate law. Against.
Somebody said the sound is sketchy. Is that happening with everybody else? Is the sound going in and out? I like to make sure I'm clear. Oh, okay. All right, so I see what we're going to do. I know we're going to go ahead and put the Wi-Fi on, see if that takes care of any shenanigans. Hold on. Come on, phone. I tell you, man, everything's been acting up lately. Phones, internet, all kind of stuff. I'm worried about it. So let's let it go ahead and marinate for a second while I take a swig of water. There we go. See, sometimes you got to count to 10, let it all, run through the system, boot up. Okay. Now, can y'all hear me? Everyone? Check one. Okay. So now, let's finish hearing Joe make a fool of himself trying to pronounce climate crisis.
Tackling the climate crisis, everyone. Our annual public climate financing.
Now that's a new one right there. Climate. Okay, y'all got that one? Climate. And yet this dude's about to go out there and debate Donald Trump. All jacked up on something. And I got a theory of what they're going to do to keep him from getting out there and getting embarrassed. But let's continue.
Development to confront the existential threat of climate change. So we can.
Yeah, climate change. Yeah, we got to confront the existential threat that he can't even describe. I want to know what the existential threat is, Joe. Because every season I've been noticing winter, spring, fall, summer, they all come. I don't understand, Joe. I'm still waiting to see the skies turn to red. I don't understand. Not only that, if anybody is a person of faith, if you're a Christian, you're not worried about the climate being an existential threat to the planet and taking us all out of here. We all know how we going out of here. We didn't create this world and we ain't going to be able to tear it up, okay? Yeah, it's greater than us. So all of this is nothing but vanity. So here he is trying to pretend that man can save the world. No. Now that doesn't mean be reckless and just destroy what God has given us. That doesn't mean just go out there and start throwing big bags of McDonald's out the car and all that stuff. But we sure enough don't need to be changing up our lifestyle, going back into the dark ages and all of that, especially when we know this is all being motivated by greed. The way they work is they scare you into what they want you to do that benefits them by pretending that they're looking out for you. You see how that is? They get you where they want you. They're saying stuff like, hey man, run into that garage, man. The storm is coming. Hurry up, go, go. I got you, dog. You're running there and there's a couple goons in there waiting to beat you up. Scare you right into the danger. Let's continue hearing him say climate change and climate change and climb in.
Pay for child care, elder care, paid leave.
Okay.
And so much more that the economy could reduce the federal deficit.
Oh, God.
I see a future where we save the planet from a climate crisis.
There you go. Once again, that's what Joe sees, a future to save us from climate crisis. Boy, I tell you, how many more tries should we give you? That's 8. See, you could go ahead and count 1 as a gaffe, 2, 3, oh shoot, 4, oh man, 5, dang. See, yeah, you have to escalate your intensity every time he screws that word up.
We save the planet from a climate crisis.
Okay, so with that being said, let's bring in the hero of this show, okay? We just saw the villain and the fool. See, he plays multiple roles in my show. See, if this was a show, a production, Joe would play the role of the fool and the villain. And the village idiot, too. So now, let's bring in the hero, though.
Doesn't he have the biggest pair of brass balls you could ever imagine?
Who is he talking about? Is he talking about Trump? Trump? Everybody say, no wonder they all hate him. Look at the green Trump. You see the hawk version of Trump right there? Dun, 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 dun. See, every time they attack him, he gets stronger. And this guy's right. I think I need me one of those green hawk MAGA hats so Joy Behar can say I should put a swastika on it. Let's see.
It proves he's a hero. He is fearless. Donald Trump, why we love him. Donald Trump is our first rock star superhero president.
Now that is true. That man is fearless. I mean, he had to overcome the fear of them taking his livelihood, his legacy, his freedom, and perhaps his life. You don't think they've thought about that? You don't think they're going, man, if all else fails, can we slip him something in his coffee or something? If I was Trump, man, I would have somebody tasting everything before I eat it. I'd have them going through my clothes with a fine tooth comb. I'd be like, yo, I want to make sure y'all scan my clothes for any chemicals on it. I would be so cautious. Any nails and needles anywhere. I would be very, very cautious. Folks are desperate. And this man is brave enough to know that the whole system is against him. See, it's one thing to have just a couple of homies around the corner want a shot at the title. You like, what, look, JoJo and them? Man, I ain't worried about them fools. But when you going, the FBI, probably the CIA, the upper echelons of these folks, those folks, the ones with the real power. When you're talking about that, you got reason to be concerned. Now, let me make sure. Let's see. More oxygen. Okay, y'all can hear me. Good. Yeah, so with that being said, this man has cojones. And he's doing it not because he wants power. He's not Dr. Evil. There's no reason for him to be doing this outside if he loves the country and he loves the people and he's doing it for the people. Because surely he's not doing it just for himself. He got everything he needs. And it kills me when they say Donald Trump, he's doing all of this so he can seize more power. He wants power. Come on, man. When you hit billionaire status, you got fame, you got fortune, and you're telling me he's sitting around bored after The Apprentice. Like, man, what else can I? You know what? I need more power. Tell you what, I think I'm going to run for president and lose my reputation, lose all kind of clout, be attacked by all the folks who claim they love me, have the whole system that used to love me and always, Mr. Trump, Mr. Trump, Mr. Trump, Mr. Trump. Mr. Trump, can I talk to you for a minute? Now they all up there calling him a white nationalist, xenophobe, calling him Hitler, calling him the devil, all of that. Yeah, that seems like a fair exchange. Folks are dumb that don't stop and think about these things. Like, why would he do this? What would be his motive? So now I have to conclude. He's just a great American hero.
He's a real-life Tony Stark. He is President Iron Man.
Wait a minute. Somebody said my sound just got better. See, I was saying good stuff and I don't want it to all fall on deaf ears because my sound system. Yeah, it's better? Okay. Yeah, man, look at that. Ooh, I love who be making those memes. Yeah, that suit fits him. And right about now, he needs it.
Remember I said when I'd be a little bit wild, we would have a lot of fun.
Yeah, I
They'd
like
say,
fun.
he's not acting presidential.
That's
and
what
I'd say,
they say.
well,
Good.
it's a lot easier to act presidential than to do what I do.
Do what I do.
Anybody can act president.
Not only is he a hero, but he's funny. He's a real person. You think Creepy could get up there and crack some jokes like that? Only one he got is, don't jump. And I don't know if he's talking to them or himself. His own brain might be saying, Joey, don't jump. He might be saying that out loud because every time he gets on stage, he goes, I'm thinking he's saying it to himself now. Don't jump. That's great. Look at the people. He's the people's champ. Look at it.
Ladies and gentlemen of the state of Florida, thank you very much for being here. You are tremendous people. And I will leave now because I am boring you to death. Thank you.
And see, he has something that the Democrats could never have. He got swag. He just has the it factor. You know, he's magnetic. People just gravitate towards his personality. I mean, and yet they can't duplicate it. They can't fake it. They can sit back and tell you, oh, Trump's not popular, but yet everybody flocks to him. You know what? That's it. That's it. I'm going off the whiffy. Going off the whiffy. It's about to make me mad. We had some thunderstorms here all day long, so who knows? Who knows? All right, let's see. I just want to make sure it's clear. All right, I took us off the whiffy. Okay. Anybody having some problems? No? We good? All right, let's get back to it. So anyway, like I said, they just don't have the it factor. You know, they can try their best. They can go ahead and try to imitate it. But at the same time, they just don't have it. That's why they don't try to throw those type of rallies. Who you think gonna show up to a Joe Biden rally? Who you think, name one Democrat that you think can pull even, I'd say, 3,000 people. One Democrat that can pull 3,000 people. I mean, it's slim pickings. They just don't have the it factor and they can't stand it. Some people come along and they just have it. You know, you probably will never get another Donald Trump candidate again. There's some people who made history because they came along at the right time. They was in the right place and they had the right personality. You had Elvis. For a while, everybody's like, there's no way there's ever gonna be another Elvis Presley. That's right, my man said, you ain't nothing but a hound dog, crying all the time, shaking his legs. Folks went crazy. And then you know who came along after that? Miguel Jackson. I don't know what's gonna happen to you, baby. There will never be another Mike. He came along at the right time, the right place. Everything was set perfectly for making him be the greatest entertainer that will ever live. Prince was another one. But Prince was the greatest artist. Mike was the greatest entertainer. Unbelievable. Yeah, the young boys and girls, they don't get it. They don't get it. Yeah, going back and watching the Thriller video right now, it just don't have the impact it had on us. I used to get off that bus with my backpack, sprinting to the crib, lunchbox in one hand for MTV. Open the door. Mama, did Thriller come on yet? No, boy, it ain't came on. That she's sitting there rolling up her hair at 3 PM for some reason. No, boy, it ain't came on yet. Now, I told you that. Was MTV on? And I would sit there and wait, and every move, I'm up there in the TV. Am I doing it right? Me and my boy Craig They ain't gonna. It will never happen again. The kids these days are like, it blew my mind when I was teaching a high school class, and I mentioned the Thriller video, and they were all looking around like this. I almost slapped all the kids. This was years ago. I was like, what y'all looking around for? Thriller video. What? I was like, you ain't never seen the Thriller video? No. Want to line them up and smack their face. Trump is like that for politics. So Trump came along at the right time. Nobody expected it. Nobody was looking for Trump. You know, people wrote him off. It's like, man, who is this? Man, Trump he's just doing it for show. And blew up. So good luck replacing him. And the Democrats know it. And that's why he's a thorn in their side right about now with this charisma. Look at that. But guys, everyone loves Trump. Thus, they need haters. So we all love him, but some people hate him. Let's go ahead and go down hater lane, y'all. We're all ready for this.
This is a call for some good old-fashioned shoe leather reporting.
Oh, God, it looked like some shoe leather is on your face. There she is, the #1 stunner. Big face, hot dog pack neck, with that nasty house paint on her face. Look like she's going the other direction of dark skin. What's up with that? The most pro-black, angry, race-baiting woman on MSNBC, and yet she's getting lighter and lighter every time I see her. Maybe she done fell ill to that same disease that Michael Jackson had. I don't know. Hair getting lighter and everything. But let's hear what Big Face has to say, because see, she's a party pooper. Boom, boom. Party pooper. Boom, boom. If there's a party in the house, Joy will poop on it. Her name is the opposite. And I'm sitting there going, there's no joy with you. You're a party pooper. So now, I was talking about Trump's charisma and how all those folks showed up there in the Bronx. We love you, Trump. Trump. And she couldn't let that slide. Now, because there was a lot of Latinos and a lot of blacks, they couldn't just send out the white man on MSNBC. They couldn't send out a white woman either. See, they're not able to come out and question these people's blackness. So what they do is they go and pick their hand-picked, sellout overseer that can do the dirt that they can't do. Get out there and get your people back on the plantation. I want you to go out there and shame them for going. I want you to go out there and undermine whether it was a lot of black people or not. Even if you have to, insinuate that maybe some of them are sellouts or they're being used. Do whatever you got to, Joy, the stuff we pay you to do. Now, she got the perfect dress right about now for this segment. Put on that red dress. Because she's about to prostitute the heck out of herself. So let's see how Big Face spins this to make it seem like that rally in the Bronx wasn't what it is.
Was anyone at this rally asked if they're actually from the Bronx?
Yes, a lot of people were. Maybe you didn't see the segment on your own show.
Remember, the New York City borough of the Bronx boasts a majority of black, Latino, and blue voters. Yet that crowd, I'm just saying, it looked awfully white.
Well, we better check. Because apparently, Joy is saying that crowd looked awfully white. Whiter than you? That's my question. Right about now, you look awfully white. Now, how you going to have makeup on and I can still see whatever this garbage right here is on your face? What is that? A worm? You got a ringworm? Y'all see that cigarette burn on the face? I don't know what that is. Shouldn't the airbrush cover that up? Jeez, oh man, throw a filter on it. But I can see that mess scaring me, giving me the willies. But now, here she is talking about that crowd didn't look that white. Out here to do her job, to undermine it, and make sure black people say, well, I guess I knew them was rumors. I knew those rumors because I can't imagine black folks supporting Trump. Well, we better go ahead and check our own eyeballs.
He came to Mauritania, South
Look at that white man.
The hood.
The hood? Wow. I'll tell you what, his makeup is better than Joy Reed's, because that sure enough looked like a black guy.
I respect that.
Oh, lots of Latinos. Woo, look at that. Latino. There's one white lady and one white man. The rest are just one in the back. Yeah, I see a lot.
That's why I'm voting for him. We want change. We want the city red again. Go Trump. Go Trump.
Donald Trump. Now you see why they had to send Big Face out? Now you see why they had to send Scary J out? They're sitting there going, this is all bad. Trump came and stepped into our territory. Oh man, the blacks are waking up. The globalist Democrats are losing the brothers and they're losing the Latinos. We got to do something. Operation Joy Reid. Send her out. Yeah, earn your money. As she's about to attack another black man for being there, which made me real mad. Listen to this.
Anyone at this rally asked if they're actually from the Bronx?
It was a large crowd and a diverse crowd. Yes, there were some.
Wait a minute. This lady probably was on the other set right next door, Joy. Yeah, maybe you should have just walked from your little nasty hut right on next to her and said, hey girl, how was it? How was it? Because if you would have listened to her, you wouldn't have to come out there and go ahead and drop that big fat lie on your raggedy program.
People from Westchester, from New Jersey, but there were a lot of people there that were from the Bronx.
I'm just saying, it looked awfully white.
Yeah, that does look awfully white. And red. Yeah, white and red, but black folks wearing it. Interesting. A lot of brothers. I would love to go there with a bullhorn and say, hey, everybody, listen, Joy Reid said you all are white. Yeah, they all had choice words for AOC, but now they need to have some choice words for Joy. Wow. Oh, that hurts. That hurts. Oh, man. Joy must have not seen this footage.
Everybody say for Trump. I am a Democrat, and I belong here.
Oh, you take that, Big Face. Did you hear this white black nationalist? So maybe this guy right here, that's some really good blackface. Really good blackface. I mean, I ain't never seen no blackface like that. I mean, he had me fooled. He literally looks like a black man. I'm just saying. But according to Joey,
I think vote for Donald J. Trump.
You ain't black.
The strategy is to convince America that black and brown folks are the Americans who are really, really into Trump.
Now, isn't that ironic? Yeah. They're here to convince black Americans that black Americans are really, really, really into Trump. Now, you know what's crazy about that statement? Hold on one second. What did she just say? I'm about to let her. Hold on. Let me get stretched.
And I belong here. I think vote for Donald J. Trump.
You ain't black.
The strategy is to convince America that black and brown folks are the Americans who are really, really into Trump.
Now, y'all hear that? Let me get stretched. Because I'm about to. Okay. Get loose. So the strategy is to convince black Americans that they're really, really, really into Trump. Now, isn't that ironic? Because see, what I'm seeing is the strategy to convince black Americans that black Americans aren't into Trump. You are the strategy. They sent you out on that white network owned by white liberals to give you white liberal talking points to get your people back on the Democrat plantation. You're using the very strategy that you're accusing Trump of. Your job right now is to come out there and convince everybody that don't believe what your lies just saw. Yeah, I got to make up something that's ridiculous by saying, did they even ask if these people were from the Bronx? And that crowd looked awfully white in spite of what your eyes saw. And their strategy for even going there is to convince people that black people are really, really into Trump. My strategy is to convince you that they're not. Now, isn't that funny? Well, it looks like the strategy was working if that's the case, Joy. Because these are black folks.
Trump gonna shout the wins for all of us.
But look at that.
Make America great again.
What do you have to say to that? Huh, Big Face? Huh, Applehead? Where you at, Applehead? That's what I want to know. As she's projecting, talking about that, they trying to convince everybody. Her whole job on MSNBC is to keep racial issues front and center. Is to keep black people trapped in this mentality that not only just Trump hates them, but America hates them. The cops hate them. She's doing her part for Marxists that are trying to destroy this country by using Marxist conflict theory. And yet she's the sellout. She's the one that's being used. The angriest soul sister black woman that they use for all their race baiting She's the #1 race baiter on there. That she holds the title. They should have her, plaque up there and her jersey retired after she gets done. The #1 race baiter for 8th year in a row, Joy. Yeah, so that chick right there, they use her on this white network. You would think somebody this racially sensitive, this mad for nothing, this acutely aware of all the racial issues in society would check and see, well, wait a minute. Somebody said I'm fuzzy. I'm fuzzy-wuzzy as a bear. Am I still fuzzy? I'm not fuzzy over here. Anybody else see me as fuzzy? Yeah, because I want y'all to see this. No, I don't want to be fuzzy while you're watching. Talk to me. Little fuzzy. Some people say no. Man. No, 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 yes. Somebody say yes. I tell you, it's gonna be one of those nights. It's gonna be one of those nights. Back and forth from the Wi-Fi to the network. Somebody said I'm good. No, 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 yes. No, 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 yes. No, no, yes. No, no, yes. No, 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 no. Wait a minute. Yes. Somebody tell me the reference, that little bit that I just did. What movie is that from? If you get that right, I'll give you a hand clap. That's about the best I can do. Now, with that being said, what she needs to do is be checking to see who owns the network and why they've taken favor with her. Yeah, she should be asking, do they really love me for who I am? I mean, do they respect me for my intellect and my education and my worth? Or are they just using me as the token angry, mad for nothing, race-baiting black woman that can say and do things that other white liberals on the network can't do? But no, let's continue. Well, look at that. Black Lives Matter. Oh, smack Joy with that.
To top off this tomfoolery, Trump floated Florida Congressman Byron Donalds, potential vice presidential pick. That guy. The one black guy that Republicans love to roll out as fake proof that black people, the blacks, are just MAGA.
Now, what you saying, Joy? See what I mean, guys? Send out their token black. This is the funny part. She is trying to suggest that the Republicans have singled in on Byron Donalds just because he's black. See, that guy, the one that they like to trot out and make him. She's the exact same thing that she's projecting on Byron Donalds. Yeah, send out the black one, the angry black girl. The one with the big face, the bad makeup, apple head, that one. The one that kind of looks like a white Asian lady. Obviously is not okay with her blackness, because every time I see her, she's getting brighter and brighter. When I saw that video of her she made in her car, that was the real Joy. I'm like, dude, I see eyeballs and teeth. That was it. How you get so bright that quick? So this chick is trying to suggest that Byron Donalds is the token black, as she's being trotted out as the token black. Go out there, Joy, and that black guy, make sure people think he's a sellout. Yeah, use your black angry girl powers or something you guys do that. But make sure that no black people looks at him as a smart, intelligent, respectable, capable man. Emasculate him, reduce him to the status of an Uncle Tom, while you up there shucking and jiving on MSNBC all day long. Now, if you got a problem with Byron Donalds, how about you meet him in a ring of debate and watch him go to work on you? She discusses me as she tries to allude to that. The black one, the one that they tried out.
MAGA. It's a joke. I know what the South Bronx is like. I know what the South Bronx people are like. That ain't it, what they were trying to show. They're trying to use this location and this little crowd, which they inflated, to try to make it look like it's black and brown people that are Donald Trump's base.
That little crowd that they inflated, 30,000 people. And now it's a little crowd. Considering they only roped it off for 3,500. So, relatively speaking, he exceeded the amount Joe would be lucky to get 35 people. That ain't the media. So everything about this is a hit piece. Everything about them rolling this chick out is designed to get black people and Latino people back on the plantation. They can't send a message that Trump is starting to appeal to the blacks and Latinos. So what do? They use this chick. And so now she's trying to make it seem like it was nothing. It was nothing. That was just this little thing they had over there.
Does it irritate you as much as it does me? Anybody black, like Byron Donalds, who, by the way, is from Brooklyn. He's from East Flatbush, Brooklyn, like me. His family...
So what that got to do with anything? Okay, so now she about to put Byron back on that plantation. She's like, man, he was one of those Negroes that ran away. Yeah, he's one that got away.
Is Caribbean American like mine. He knows better than this.
Who do you think you are? Mrs. Big Stuff? He knows better than this? Are you his Minnie? Man, if I was Byron, I'd be all right, listen, book me right now on MSNBC. Yeah, I'll catch a late night flight right now to fly in and give her all the business she asked for. I mean, you know what? He knows better than this. This is the mentality of the left. If you black and you're a free thinker, if you Latino, if they think they own you and you depart from that stereotype or that expectation, they're like, you know better than that. That's why Joe Biden said, hey, if you don't know who you're voting for by now, then you ain't black.
I grew up around the time of the Central Park Five. I know what Donald Trump is. That's why I never even watched The Apprentice. Anybody black that knows anything about Donald Trump thinks the way I do about him.
I cannot believe she even said that. Racist much? Racist much? Stereotyping all black folks. Trying to plant the seed in any black person or white liberal who's watching this raggedy network to think that anybody who don't think like I do and hate Donald Trump, they're not really black. Trust me, I'm black, so I speak for all the blacks. All the blacks hate Trump because they think like me. I'm so glad I don't think like her, because then I would be an Uncle Tom too. Yeah, I would be a sellout. I would be a shucking and a jabber. I might be on MSNBC with no bass in the voice. I say no bass in the voice. Come on, because see, if they were to pick me, because I think like her, the first requirement to be on that network is to get rid of your base. Check your base at the door, sir. What? I mean, I got leave it in the car? Yes. Dang. All right, well, hold on. Let me run back to the car. So now here she is just saying all the black people think like her. And the funny part is they don't. And I know I don't. And I'm so glad I don't. Because she is a horrible human.
Anybody black that knows anything about Donald Trump thinks the way I do about him.
And see, she's the worst kind of person. Because either she just don't care the damage that the Democrat Party is doing for the black and Latino community, or she's just completely ignorant. But I got a feeling she don't care, because that paycheck, they pay her good money to do what she does. Therefore, somebody stopped her and had to ask her a serious question. Let's see how she responds.
Wait, just wondering, do you think people with Trump derangement syndrome know they have it?
You're an idiot.
And second question, did you steal Trump's haircut? He steal yours.
That's great. Now that's journalism right there. Hey, Joy, do you think people with Trump derangement syndrome know that they have it? You're an idiot. And secondly, did you steal Trump's hairdo or did he steal yours? Zinger! Beautifully done. Where you going? Where you going, Joy? I just saw you sit there in your safe space attacking Byron Donalds. And I saw you doing that, but now, you on the streets, see? Hey, you can't go out there and take it to the streets. Hey, where's all of that? Chirp, chirp, chirp. Your only response, you're an idiot. That's because she's suffering from Trump derangement syndrome, and she knows it, and she don't even know she has it. She's like, I know it, but I don't know I have it. So now, with that being said, y'all, let's go ahead and get into this. Will Trump be found guilty? That's the question. We are coming down to the last days. People like Joy Reid is working hard to maybe least push for a guilty verdict, or at least create the expectation that he should be found guilty. They've done their job convincing their audience that Trump has committed 17,000 crimes. And if he doesn't be found guilty, then he's beating the system again. That's what they got these people thinking. Trump just keeps beating the system. He just keep, you know what? I mean, you know what? The system is corrupt. It's evil. Knowing that they are part of the corrupt system. Because Trump wouldn't even be in these trials if it wasn't for the system being corrupt. But yet they will convince their folks that Trump is beating the system, and they'll prep them just in case Trump is not found guilty. They'll prep them to react in a way of the way we act. When we see this, like, man, I can't believe they're doing this, man. These folks are taking advantage of the system. Yet they prep their audience so that if Trump gets off, then they go, I can't believe this. Trump got off again. See, this is what I mean. He's beating the system. So the question is, will he be found guilty? And that, we don't know. But either way, I think there's some pros and cons. Either way you cut it. But then there's some things that are a gray area that I go, oh, that could be a problem. And I'll explain as we go. So let's get into it. Let's see what's going on with this. Starting off with MSNBC's take on it, y'all. Y'all ready to go back to crazy town? Won't you take me to crazy town? So now let's listen to this guy right here with this pointy nose. Let's see what he got to say about that judge, that upstanding judge that's been overseeing this trial.
Vibe the rapport between the judge and the jurors in this case, in many cases.
Yeah, I mean, almost all jurors, unless you've got a really erratic judge, develop a real bond with the judge. The judge, he or she is looking out for the jurors. They're just paying careful attention to their time. It's making things move along. And with, as you've noted, with respect to Judge Marchand, I mean, I am like now, I felt like a man crush on him.
Oh! No wonder you ain't got no bass in your voice. Come on. Oh, no bass in your voice. Come on. Oh, no bass in the voice. So now, no bass in the voice as he uses his hand like this. Okay? Because men don't use their hands like that. Okay? If you're dating a dude and he's looking at his fingernails like this, cut him loose. Okay? When they're doing this with their hand, men look at their nails like this. Okay? Almost like a fist. All right, this guy, look at the hand motion. It gives it away right here. Here we go.
Time is making things move along.
And he got a man crush.
And with, as you've noted, with respect to Judge Marchand, I mean, I am like now, I felt like a man crush on him.
Crush. He sees a hand, man crush. So now he has a man crush on the judge. Now, why would he be saying these things? You mean the same judge that has a conflict of interest? You mean the same judge that took on a case that shouldn't have been taken on? You mean the same judge that is absolutely biased against Trump? That judge? Yeah, of course you got a man crush on him because he's evil and corrupt. Yeah, you seem to have something in common with him. I sense the corruption in him. It's like, gorgeous. I have a man crush on him. So now, their job right now, if you're not able to pick it up, is to prep the audience for a guilty verdict. And not make them think that, man, this was rigged. This judge was corrupt. Now, understand, this is the same network that is going off on the judge from Florida who's jacking up Jack in the Box in his case. Yeah, she's incompetent. She don't know what she's doing. All of this. But now, all of a sudden, this judge, we have a man crush on him. He's like impeccable. Oh, my God. So let's finish hearing this guy crush on the judge who is corrupt.
Such a great judge that it's hard to see that the jurors wouldn't have the same impression. I mean, you just keep on thinking, if you looked in a dictionary for like judicial temperament, that's what you get. And just
holy moly. Let's get it on. I'm surprised he don't call up the judge for a date. Hello? Yeah, who's this? No bass in the voice. No bass in the voice? I heard what you had said about me on the MSNBC. That's right. I have a man crush. So now this guy says if you look up and a judge with integrity in the dictionary, this guy, this same judge who won't allow all kind of evidence to come in that will blow up Alvin Bragg's case. Won't even let people be heard, interrupting them, gagging folks, dollar making millions. This guy is saying that this judge is like the prototype of judges. Everybody should long for a judge like this. If you're a raggedy, corrupt Democrat that wants to have power and wants to abuse the system, of course you would want a judge like this. Yeah, you look up a judge like this in the Marxist playbook, yeah, you'll see him in there like this. Yeah, nice photo, hand on his chin. That's right. That's the kind of judge you want to get when you're a Marxist in a tyrannical regime.
Remember, he has had to put up with a defendant who committed 10 acts of contempt, who's threatened not just him, but his family.
Man, I tell you, I don't see how folks can get a dose of MSNBC without their brain oozing out of their ears. Remember, he had to put up with a... So now Trump is the problem. The man who is the defendant that the judge obviously has animosity towards day one. Yeah, he couldn't wait till Trump come in there. Like, oh, I'm gonna let you have it. I'm waiting for you to say, what would you say? Okay, I'm just making sure. I'm gonna let you know, it's not gonna be any monkey business in my courtroom. You understand that, Mr. Trump? I got my eye on you. That guy who done silenced Trump and all of that. And when Trump fires back, this guy interprets it as attacks and putting the judge in danger. See, these are the lies that really burn me up.
Like judicial temperament. Sean, I mean...
Oh, I didn't mean to go back that far.
In this case, in many cases.
Yeah, I mean, almost all jurors, unless you've got a really erratic
let's get
judge, that it's hard to see that the jurors wouldn't have the same impression. And you just keep on thinking, if you looked in a dictionary for like judicial temperament, that's what you just remember. He has had to put up with a defendant who committed 10 acts of contempt, who's threatened not just him, but his family.
How? See, this is the garbage that MSNBC feeds the people. Now, you know, I wouldn't waste my time on this stuff, but I like to be a brush on what these folks are up to. Because, see, they're all working in conjunction with the left. All of them, they kind of operate as a hive, okay? So trust me, they're doing the bidding. They're laying the groundwork right now. They are, you know, manipulating the minds of so many people. So I need to know what they're up to. You know what I mean? So now this guy right here is trying to set it up where people will receive whatever the verdict is because they want them to look at this as fair, as that judge is impeccable. He never did nothing wrong. And Trump's the problem. In fact, Trump threatened him and his family members. How? See, because he's not going to say that. He's not going to say just by criticizing the judge and all of his conflicts of interest and his daughter's conflicts of interest, we're just going to go ahead and say you threatened them by criticizing them. And this is a dirty tactic of the left and Marxists. Whenever they're attacked or called out for their BS, what they say is you're putting my life in danger. You can't recognize my corruption. You can't recognize my incompetency. You can't recognize my, fake behind policies and raggedy policies, because if you recognize it, then you're a racist or you're putting my life in danger. You can't call me out for my BS because you're putting me in danger. Well, then get out of the business. Get out of the business if that's the case. Because if you can't call out stuff that you say, that's a problem. That's a problem. Then we don't have freedom of speech. We don't have a country. You know, all we have is powerful people who say you can't criticize me because we're powerful people. And once we drop that label on you, now we're going to look at you as a threat. You're threatening my life. You should recuse yourself, and your daughter's making millions of dollars and order on me. So that's putting the judge's life in danger. But yet when back and talk about Clarence Thomas and the Supreme Court and their rulings, they talk about the judge from Florida, all that, they're not putting their lives in danger, right? Listen to this fool, Woody Allen lookalike.
And in spite of all of that, you would not know for a second that is in any way weighing on him, because it has just been such an impeccably fair trial.
Man, it's hard to explain how fake these people are and how obvious it is that they are working for the Democrat Party. I mean, it's so obvious. Who comes out and gives such a wonderful breakdown of a corrupt judge? A judge that millions of people are going, this cat is full of shite. A judge that mostly all of the legit legal scholars are saying this judge full of shite, But somehow this man got that revelation. Now, do you think he really sees that man like that? Do you really think he's able, if he was stepping back and not getting paid to be a propagander, do you think he would say, that judge is impeccable, he's handled this wonderfully? No. His whole job is to go out there and create the perception that the judge is great as he sits back struggling without no bass in the voice.
Which is, just a fascinating context here.
Yeah, it's fascinating that you would even fix your lips to say that. However, on CNN, they got a different take, which is amazing.
What Michael's getting at is the burden of proof is an important one to remind everyone. It's on the prosecution, right? They need to prove beyond reasonable doubt that Donald Trump broke the law. And you think, after listening to all of this, you think they fell short? How?
They fell way short because let's start with reasonable doubt. What is reasonable doubt? And it's not simply a doubt based upon reason. Anytime a human being needs to make an important decision in life, if you have enough information, for example, doctor says you need open heart surgery. Doc, go ahead and schedule. I don't have a reasonable doubt. Conversely, if I say, I appreciate it, but I need a second opinion, I need more information, that is having a reasonable doubt. There is reasonable doubt all over this.
Am I sleeping? Somebody pinch me.
Keith Schiller? Where is Alan Weisselberg? How did Michael Cohen get away with stealing $30,000? Hold a pity party for him. Made $4 million on this. Thought he'd be chief of staff. He's a fixer. If the plumber comes to my house to fix my leak,
this can't be true.
I could be home. That doesn't mean I know how he's doing it and what it's taking to be fixed. Stormy Daniels, let's hold a pity party for her. Why do we need to know whether or not the former president wore a condom?
Mark this down on your calendar. The day that CNN brought somebody on that accidentally got it right. Wow. I mean, surely this ain't on purpose. Surely they didn't, did anybody screen this man to make sure he's a propagander? No? So we just hope that he'll just be, okay, well, I guess it's worth the risk. Go on out there, give us your analysis. I'm sure they got the dart ready to blow into his neck. Get him out of here. Unreal.
Or not. It's simply about, did the former president know that books, his records, false entries for legal fees? Michael Cohen was his lawyer. Did he intend to cover up the election or to protect his family?
Well,
it's everywhere. And Michael Cohen.
Now that right there is fascinating. So now I wonder why that other guy on MSNBC with no bass in the voice that has a bad crush, I wonder why he's not able to see it like that. Now, as we come to the close of this, so many, even liberal commentators and analysis are saying that, man, this is bad. I mean, they didn't prove anything. So then you have to ask yourself, how in the world, even if liberal networks and their analysis is that the burden of proof hasn't been proven, how in the world are they going to somehow concoction a guilty verdict, because that's what they want, including the judge, a guilty verdict that even the left-wing networks, for the most part, many of them, are saying this don't look, he's probably going to get acquitted. So they got to really work hard to do it. And the key factor is that judge. The same judge that we just heard that guy man-crushing over. This dude's been working on behalf of the Democrat Party and Alvin Bragg for a while. And I think they might be up to something. And I'll tell you.
Today, he stole money from the Trump organization only in a Donald Trump trial. Would the star witness be the one who ends up going to jail?
Yeah, that's right.
How lucky is Donald Trump?
See what you're failing to realize, you bum. Trump's not lucky, he's just innocent. See, that's what they don't get. They're looking at Trump beating all these charges as he's lucky. But it is hard to convict an innocent man when you don't have a case. When you don't have the evidence and you gotta look stupid trying to concoction it. Yeah, we're all going, they have nothing. They still haven't told us the crime. What is this all about again? Who did what to who? Or why is this people? Oh, you know what? And yet they're going, it's lucky. How's he beating it? Because they don't even know the details of all of these trials, these cases. That they just sit back and say, y'all told us that Trump did something. Okay, then he's guilty of something. Wait, what's the crime again? Shh. Don't ask those type of questions, all right? Okay. Now, as a certified bubblehead, that's against the law. You ain't allowed to ask us questions. You understand that? Democrats ain't got no answers. We're corrupt. So all our job is to tell you, believe what we say, and send our minions out there to convince you.
A few moments later.
I don't know that they have proved beyond a reasonable doubt
Fake crapper?
that even if you believe the prosecution's theory of the case, that Michael Cohen was doing this and Alan Weisselberg was doing that and Connie was doing this and all these people were doing all this stuff, I don't know that they've proven that Donald Trump knew.
They have not. They absolutely have not.
There's her job. She's gone. They have not. So fake crapper. So wait a minute. If these very far leftists that's been pushing for Trump to go to prison, pushing for Trump to be guilty, interrupting him when he speaks, saying the man lies 8,000 times, saying the walls are closing in, if they got a hard time figuring out whether Trump did anything or not, how in the world is this jury going to come to that conclusion unless the jury is either fixed or coached? See where I'm going with this? Either fixed or coached into finding Trump guilty. So I'm wondering if the prosecution can't convince the people that Trump is guilty, as that little sweet gentleman with no bass in the voice was talking about, the relationship that the judge have with the jury. I wonder if the judge is trying to take advantage of that relationship as he informs the jury on how to come to their verdict. I'm just wondering. Oh, and look at this guy. This is the guy that went ahead and talked about Stormy Daniels, walked into the courtroom with her hair pulled back into a ponytail with a very loose-fitting black dress, almost nun-like.
Todd Blanche was admonished by the judge for that after the jury left the room. And the judge did say that he would issue a curative instruction to the jury specifically about what Todd Blanche said in that moment.
Also, the judge is undermining what the defense has said in their closing arguments. I'm going to strike that, or I'm going to go ahead and have to restate what they were really saying because they're out of order. It almost as if the judge is working against Trump, working against him, not facilitating. No, this man right here is putting his fat thumb on the scale. So now he lets the defense give their closing arguments so that this way they're done. You guys are done, so you can't talk no more. You understand that, right? No more words come out of you. Now let's go ahead and give the prosecution hours and hours to go ahead and restate the whole situation, bore them all to death, drop whatever new information they want, leave whatever lie in the mind of the jury, and then I'm going to sum it up after that and tell the jury how they should proceed when coming to a decision, which makes me think he's trying to coach them towards guilt.
And of course, Donald Trump is not facing a mandatory minimum prison sentence in any of the cases where he has been criminally charged. Not one of them carries a mandatory minimum prison sentence. So it was obviously, as the judge said to Todd Blanche, as an experienced prosecutor, you knew what you were doing. You were trying to get this jury worried about the burden they would have of sending Donald Trump to prison.
Well, I think the jury does need to know a little bit about that. What is the impact of your decision, especially when it is relying on somebody raggedy like Michael Cohen, who we just heard got busted stealing from Trump, and Stormy Daniels? Not to mention when they brought in Costello, and the judge, for whatever reason, was a hater. He was hating. See, you know what that was like, y'all? I know some of y'all been there. Here you are, out in the club when you was a young boy, young girl. You see a fine tenderoni, and you go over to her, and she's with her hater friend, who ain't getting no airtime, no play. And you like, hey, how you doing? How you doing? Yeah, man, hey, you know what? I was checking you out over here in the corner. Hey, what? I was kind of checking you out, too. Hey, girl, you want to go to the bathroom? Anyway, so, where you from? Girl, look, I really got to pee. Girl, just give me a second. Nah, let's go, girl. I'm sick of this, man. I'm bored anyway. And you looking at her friend like, would you stop interrupting? I'm trying to holler at this chick. And you're the one that's interrupting everything. I can't get in my flow. girl, you got the keys to the car. Just meet me in the car. I'm going to the car. You know what? My girl tripping. I got to go. Listen, just write your name down and your number on a napkin. And maybe I'll call you. Sitting there like, but wait a minute. What? Yeah, she ain't giving you no time to spit game. That's what the judge was doing when Costello was in there testifying every 5 seconds. Sustain. We didn't even object. Oh, you didn't? Okay, well, hurry up and object so I can sustain. So that's what the judge has been doing the whole time. It's almost as if the Trump team is getting jumped by the judge and the prosecution.
Jury witness this morning was a systematic dismantling of the prosecution's case by Todd Blanche. Todd gave them 10 independent reasons why, after hearing all the evidence after this entire trial, why they couldn't vote to convict. And what I saw from the jury was attentiveness, was a serious attention to detail. Okay. I think they seemed interested by Todd's argument. And as a defense lawyer, that's really all you can ask for and hope for.
Yeah, but then the judge definitely is looking at that jury the same way, like, oh, crap. They look like they're making sense to these people. You know what? I tell you what, after these people get finished, I'm going to undermine everything that they just heard. I'm going to try to erase that from their memory because, people, they remember the last thing. See, they got short-term memories. So as the jury might have been listening to the Trump crew going, okay, yeah. The judge probably looking going, okay, yeah. Hurry up and let you guys finish. Because by 6 hours of letting the prosecution finish and do their closing arguments, these people would have forgot. Yeah, after the prosecution drop a whole bunch of extra little nuggets and crumbs that the defense can't rebuttal, who knows? They might have forgot. Then I'm going to tell them, here are the criteria you're looking for when you are coming to your conclusion and your verdict.
But again, I think this morning went extremely well for President Trump, for our team, and we'll have to see how the afternoon wraps up.
New Yorkers see it for what it is, a political prosecution. Yeah. It's what the Trump teams have been saying all along.
Yeah, but the fact that they're holding a rally across the seat from this very witch hunt, right across the street, tells us exactly what we all knew all along, that it is a political persecution.
So the Biden folks have finally done it. After months of saying that politics had nothing to do with this trial.
Yeah.
They showed up and made a campaign event out of a Lower Manhattan trial day for President Trump. And the best that Biden can do is roll out a washed-up actor, The Rock.
Wait a minute. Hold up. You mean to tell me the same Biden administration that Black Gay Drop always be during the press conference talking about, I want to be careful because of, the Hatch Act, not to make, comments. It's an ongoing investigation. You mean that Biden campaign? You mean they said, all right, we're desperate. We're trying to pretend we had nothing to do with this. Even though Biden's on record, we're going to have to make sure that we make sure he doesn't get power. We'll make sure we use whatever we can use. You mean that crew that when everybody said we're suspicious that you guys coordinated this? Nope, not at all. We had nothing to do with it. We didn't. We learned when y'all learned. I woke up this morning like as Black Gay Drop. I come to the press, the podium, and and Peter asked me a question, and I'm going, "What, Peter? Where'd you hear this? Where'd you hear this?" I didn't hear it. Oh, wow, that's it's crazy. You mean tell me that Trump is being indicted? Oh, that is crazy. Now, isn't that odd that for some reason they're supposed to be neutral, not weighing in on this, but they launch a full-blown little teeny rally on the street to encourage a guilty verdict? Now, what's going on here? What is going on here? Why are they now trying to push this? And it is now obvious. They can't even hide it. They're like, we got to get involved because we are in danger. Well, I got a theory. Let's continue.
Patrick Mahomes, Cardi B, lots of celebrities who endorsed Biden last time, refusing to run it back.
So they
recycled Punchy Bobby. Behind the scenes, Politico reports that Biden's hoping to seize on the Trump verdict by making an address to the nation from the White House. And on the campaign trail, will begin calling Trump a convicted felon.
Bingo! B-I-N-G-O, 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 and creepy Biden was his name, yo. So now, They're already prepping for a guilty verdict. Now, what are they going to say if he's found not guilty, if he's acquitted? Are they going to come out and say, well, the justice system has spoken, it's obvious that Trump did nothing wrong, and congratulations on winning your case? You think they're going to say that? Yeah. Or are they prepping because the whole goal and objective is to get this guilty verdict so they can drag Trump through the mud by saying he's a convicted, criminal. He's a convicted felon. Why should I debate him? Why should he be even in the same category? Why should he become president? Why? That will be the first thing they say. It would be convicted felon Donald Trump. Convicted. How can you vote for a convicted felon? That will give him a talking point besides having to tout this raggedy behind record of his. And I mean this raggedy. But let's go one step further, because we just heard that the judge was getting mad at Donald Trump's defense by saying, look, hey man, don't be trying to tell the jury the weight of their decision and what the consequences could be. Now, I ain't saying he going to jail, but I ain't saying he ain't going to jail. But you don't want the jury to know the gravity of it. Now, why is that? Here's my thought. I don't think he would do it, but I wouldn't put it past him. Because Creepy agreed to a debate real quick. Real quick. This man was like, let's do it quick. Sooner than later. Now, a convenient way out would be Trump spending a month or two in jail. So how can I debate a man who's in jail? If this judge is stinking and dirty enough to coach this jury into a guilty verdict, and yet I also heard that the Secret Service was talking to New York's, I guess, prison system. And I'm like, what are y'all talking about? I mean, is this even an option? Are y'all really considering, well, now what happens if Trump is found guilty? He may end up there, so we got to prep for this. That would be the worst thing that could ever happen to this country. But I wouldn't put it past them, because I'm saying, wait a minute. You agreed to these debates real early. Usually the debates take place later on, October 11th. You want only two, and they're like real close to this time frame. Real close to this verdict. So now if, God forbid, they give a guilty verdict and this judge do something stupid, like we're going to give you just enough time to allow Biden to escape having to debate you. See, that'd be a nice convenient way out of having to debate Trump while also going around trashing Trump for, look, he's in jail. I would debate him, but I don't have to because he's in jail. See, I worry about that stuff. And God forbid he is in jail, then what? I mean, I almost want to dedicate my time to watch over anybody who's watching over him. I will be in jail like, hey man, stop right there. I know you're Secret Service, but I can't trust anybody right now. So this would be a travesty if they do something this drastic. But this judge is really the key piece. He is the key piece right now. Let's finish hearing what he was up to.
It's almost like they know the outcome.
Yeah.
Biden's political strategy is identical to Bragg's legal strategy.
Isn't that odd?
Both men campaigned on stopping Trump,
Yeah.
and both are now doing it in court, inside the courthouse and outside.
Wow.
And they're both using the same actors, porn stars, and despicable lawyers.
Now, isn't that odd? That it's almost like the Biden administration is anticipating a guilty verdict. They already got their lips tuned to start saying, convicted felon Donald Trump, convicted felon Donald Trump. And it appears that the judge is doing everything he can to help grant that. I don't like it, man. I do not like it. And see, here's the other part of that. If they do something real reckless, they might do it just to provoke a reaction out of a lot of people in our country. If they somehow muster up a guilty verdict and the judge go, now watch this. I'm going to prove that all Trump's people are radical and dangerous and Trump's inspiring violence and all of this. Because, if they put him in prison, just us protesting, they would consider us violent and dangerous. Just us saying we don't like it. These people are a threat to society. Now we got to silence them on the internets now. They're sitting back saying he wasn't guilty and he was found guilty in a court of law. These people are spreading conspiracies all over the internet. We got to silence these folks. You don't tell them what type of but they're capable. I'm just using my imagination because see, you can't put it past the left. I've learned that these folks are capable of doing anything. So if they stick him in jail, they know we're going to go berserk. And if we go berserk, then martial law. See, I told you, white supremacy, ultra MAGA folks, look at them all out in the streets, and they're threatening folks. Drop a couple plants in there, drop a couple false flags in there, just because we don't like what they're doing to our candidate. Because what they're really doing to Trump, they're doing it to us. Their goal by doing this is also taking away our hope. We're hoping that our country doesn't come to a point where we are considering or contemplating the worst case scenario. Yeah, and right now our candidate that we have hope in, because our first hope is in God, but I think God has given us a person that we also are saying, man, if this man can hang in there and get into office, then maybe some of these concerns will subside. But if they take away Trump by doing something stupid like this, that's taking away the last bit of, I would say, worldly hope that a lot of folks who even ain't even believers in God, a lot of folks are going, man, I was hoping that Trump, and they just straight threw him in. What? Now, it could backfire if they do something stupid like that. Of course, his popularity is going to go up, but I don't think they really want to see us react. They don't just want Trump. They've been poking us for a long time and said, how much can these conservatives take? I know they're doing it so blatantly and openly. They're so defiant. They're so corrupt. And they know we see it and they don't care. So the question is, why aren't they even being discreet? If they do something real radical, they know we're going to be like, that's it. And they're going to be, yeah, good. That's it for us. Didn't we tell y'all? We told y'all all of these J6ers are still running around. We told y'all all of these radical, now we need to put a lockdown on everybody. Now we need censorship. Now we need this. Now we need the National Guard. Now we need to label all of these MAGA folks as domestic terrorists. No telling what they would use that as an excuse to do. Because after they deal with Trump, they still got to deal with us. And so I pray that we have one juror, just one, that will blow this all to hell. And they have some theories on how that can happen. But man, if they do something drastic like what I'm thinking could possibly happen, be the worst thing for our country ever.
As an American, how have you handled this trial?
I'm a Trump fan 100%. I think what they're doing to him is outrageous.
Today's a big day.
She's an extremist.
The trial is wrapped up. What do you think is going to happen? How do you feel?
My husband, I'm kind of in like a different place. He thinks he's going to get convicted. I think it's just a big nothing burger.
Do you feel that this trial...
It's just a target.
He's a target.
Yeah, he is.
And so are we. And see, that's the thing. They know we see this. They know we're sitting back going, man, this is a bunch of bullcrap. And they're going, so? Right now, we're at the level where we can't worry about y'all feelings. We can't consider what you guys are seeing. We know we're corrupt. We know we're evil. We know we're abusing our power. We know that y'all know that this judge is corrupt and in on it. We know that. We know that y'all know the Biden administration coordinated all of this. The problem is, what are you going to do? And see, this is what scares me about evil, powerful people or agencies. When they get to a point where they got enough power and infrastructure to blatantly be corrupt and just be like, and what you gonna do about it? I mean, that makes you either feel powerless or feel like you need to regain power. That's not a good place for the country. These are agencies that we are supposed to be trusting that they're not going to abuse their power. These are institutions that are supposed to have checks and balances so that we're not looking at a raggedy judge like this saying, sustain. You shut up, Mr. This and that. And you, Trump, you sit down. You can't talk about this or that. We're supposed to have checks and balances like that. But now they're going, We done took all of that mess off. And what y'all gonna do? Oh, y'all gonna get mad? Oh, what y'all gonna do? Y'all gonna ride again? Y'all gonna launch another insurrection? Go ahead. Go ahead. We got things in place. We're hoping you do it. Because all of our rhetoric, all of the time we've been putting in, creating the narrative that the greatest threat to the homeland is white supremacy and radicalism and the right. All of that time we've been putting that narrative in the minds of the people. Just for a moment like that. The moment where y'all finally say, that's it. I can't stand no more. I had all I can stand and I can't stand no more. Good. Didn't we tell all of y'all? Didn't we tell all of these right-wingers are the real danger to democracy?
You know that he has a chance to make America great again, and
look at all these people hoping
that against him,
and they want to take that away.
It's just dirty politicians.
Looking for a guilty verdict.
Looking for a guilty verdict. Do you think it could happen?
Could happen.
I think ultimately he'll be able to run even if he is convicted. I think it's more of like a show. And I try to stay away from the noise.
I think the majority of people are sick and tired. I know everyone I've been talking to said they're tired of these sham courtroom dramas. They're tired of President Trump being targeted. And that's the majority of people, even those that are independents or would consider themselves Democrats. They see this as the weaponization of the court system, the weaponization and lawfare. And they feel that President Trump is being targeted because of who he is, not what he's done. And in fact, I think what's really even more interesting is when you ask people, well, you want him prosecuted. For those that do want him prosecuted, what is he being charged with? They don't even have an answer. They can't even express what he's actually being charged with. And I think,
of course not, because they are victims of propaganda and Trump derangement syndrome. See, when the fake news and these Democrats come out with all this garbage, it's not for us. That's why I said they are very open about what they're doing because they know they can't hide it from us. They're like, man, we ain't even trying to suppress it from y'all. Look, we already know y'all know what we're doing. Y'all just got to stop it. It's like running a football play. When I was in high school, we had certain plays that everybody knew what it was, but they had to stop it. All right, man, yo, they toss right. It's coming, y'all. It's coming this way. And in my mind, as a running back, I'm going, shoot, it is coming that way. And you know what? We're not changing the play either. Hike the ball and stop us. That's it. So these folks right now, they're like, yeah, we already know y'all know what we're doing. It's the bubbleheads out there that we are convincing that we're the ones protecting democracy. And it's Trump and all of his radical supporters are the ones threatening democracy. So this is what they're going for. And it could go either way. If somebody acquits Trump, if they get a hung jury or something like that, then of course, this is going to be wonderful for Trump because then he can say, look, the jury found me innocent. This is all a witch hunt. If they convict Trump and they don't throw him in jail, then still they're going to be using the whole narrative of he's a convicted felon. However, he will be still campaigning and will be saying, I have a horrific verdict and I'm going to appeal it. But at the same time, I'm still whooping his tail because him being found guilty is not going to hurt his popularity. It's going to help it. The other factor is if this corrupt, evil judge gets a guilty verdict and goes too far and says, for my troubles, for your mouth, for all of that, I'm going to go ahead and throw you in jail. Now, that would be something else. Now, if we are able to have enough discipline to say, we don't like it, but let's not do nothing crazy. I mean, the outcome is still going to be the same. In fact, he will be very popular from jail. He'll be very popular from jail. I just worry about them using something drastic like that to encourage something in the people to where they can say, now we can get after all of y'all who made it a pain in our butt out there with your MAGA hats and talking about make America great again, make us sick. White nationalists.
That says something about this prosecution. It says something about the judge. It says something about the way the Biden administration is.
About the judge. Look at that. And they're not white. Look at that.
That's wrong.
Uh-huh.
He is innocent. God bless him. And I love this man.
Gays for Trump. Look at that right there. They got a big Trump knocking out somebody. Look at that creepy. That's creepy laying down.
I think if you're the jury, and again, I've done a lot of these, they look at, well, is this all you got?
Tell them,
this
Steve.
is the extent of the
Stephen
case you
Miller.
have against the former president? We saw what? What's your take on the case, Steve?
Tell us,
so
Steve.
far?
Well, clearly, if the jury is deciding this as a matter of fact and law, it's a 5-minute deliberation and unanimous acquittal.
Like
There's no crime here. There's no offense. A retainer payment to a lawyer was categorized by a corporation as a retainer payment to a lawyer.
What?
As we all know, there isn't any criminal activity alleged or described
None?
at any point in this 5-week trial.
So case should be over? Case should be over, right, Stephen? That's what you're telling me? See, that's the whole point. When you hear fake behind commentators on MSNBC talk about this judge is impeccable and he's this and that. No, he's garbage. Because he sees exactly what he sees and all the other legal scholars see. He saw it before they even brought the case to him. He knew when they brought it to him, this was a garbage case, but he's garbage enough to take on the case. And now we're going to find out he took on other cases pertaining to Trump. So it sounds like they found themselves the right judge for this situation. Continue, Stephen.
Which many have commented on is what makes it so astonishing. But the Biden campaign has been sending a clear message.
What message?
And Joe Biden himself, by announcing he'll make remarks after the verdict, by sending...
Yeah, why would Joe, who can barely talk, be announcing he's going to make remarks after the verdict? When throughout this whole process, he's been laying low. I'm not going to comment on it. I ain't have nothing to do with it. We do not weigh in on these things. And now all of a sudden, you're preparing a statement? A preemptive preparation? I'm going, what do you think's going to happen here, Joe? I know he's not going to come out and be excited if he's acquitted. The only thing I could think of is that if Trump is acquitted, he'll come out and say that the jury was rigged or the system failed, and Trump, even though he was acquitted, look, he was indicted. He was indicted. Therefore, you kind of can infer that he's done something. But for them to come out and make this statement strongly, I wonder if the judge done already said, hey, listen, Biden, prepared a statement. We're going to make sure that he's found guilty. So get it ready. I wonder, because look at all the extra things the judge has done after this.
A campaign team to make remarks outside the courthouse today. They are clearly sending the message that we, the Biden government, we, the Biden campaign, want you to achieve a conviction for us. That's what this has always been about. So will the jury decide based on the fact?
Now, is that influencing the jury when you have folks show up like the Green Mile dude and that other raggedy behind cop for J6 that now is on a tour doing stupid stuff, and then Robert De Niro? Is that trying to influence the jury? Please find him guilty. Do you want to save democracy, don't you? You want to save democracy.
In the law? Or will they vote to achieve a Democrat partisan political objective? That's the fundamental question before the nation right now.
And we need to pray that we have one juror that has enough sense, enough integrity to say, I can't go along with this because there's no crime. And then, of course, the fix, they try to put that
Todd
fix
Blanche gave the jury everything they need in order to reach an acquittal.
So Trump's lawyer closed out and gave the jury everything they need for an acquittal. So then how are they going to be able to overcome having all of that wonderful information they need to acquit Trump?
Reach a verdict of not guilty in this case. And I think that's very justified under the circumstances. The prosecution failed entirely to prove some of the very basic elements of the crime.
Yeah, because they never had a
Specifically,
case.
that the entry into the business records of legal expenses was incorrect. Not even a question of whether Donald Trump had a criminal intent in mind, but whether that should have been anything else. And being on Fox Business, I think that most business people know you book your expenses. why wouldn't you book an expense to a lawyer as a legal expense? And if they can't get over that hurdle, they don't have a conviction. So I think that they're set up for an acquittal, but it's New York. It's a blue jury, and they could have holdouts. This could go any direction. I think the most interesting thing that could happen is a hung jury, and what would happen after that.
Yeah, a hung jury has to be a victory for Trump, even though they'll have to do a mistrial.
So we either could have an acquittal or a hung jury. So we're waiting. Next couple of days, we're going to know. Acquittal, best case scenario. Hung jury could be a problem, and this is why.
Well, you think of it as being a victory for Trump, but then the DA's office would have the option of retrying him, and they likely would. I mean, Alvin Bragg isn't likely to pull back at this point, and so then if it's a retrial, they can go back to trial almost immediately, and I think Judge Merchan could order this back to trial ahead of the November election, and so we could be going through this all over again because they don't have to do new discovery or new motions, anything like that. So they could be back at trial doing this all over before the election if it's a hung jury. So I don't know.
And my gut tells me if that's the case, the judge would do just that. Tie Trump up some more, abuse his power some more. My gut tells me he would do something just like that because his goal is to find Trump guilty or at least beat Trump up enough to where it discourages him or it discourages us, or people just start saying, man, it's too much of a headache to be a Trump supporter. He's in and out of court. We're all getting called white nationalists and Christian extremists. I mean, you know what? It's just draining. We're being attacked from every end. They're never going to let Trump be president anyway. Man, they're trying to take away hope. That's what they're doing. So now if we get a hung jury, could be right back to the drawing board.
I don't know if that's the best outcome for
drawing board.
So it's either a hung jury or unanimous guilty or not guilty?
That's right.
Wow. What do you think, Mike?
Yeah, well, I'm just wondering, you worked at the Justice Department. Have you ever seen somebody that's like, say, the number 2 or number 3 or number 4 leave that political appointee post to become a line prosecutor in a city?
So we're talking about the Colangelo piece here.
Yeah,
yeah, the Colangelo piece. The second guy or the third guy over to DOJ did, for some reason, guys decide to take his nasty butt down to New York for a lesser position and work with Alvin Bragg on this case. But yet, remember, there's no coordination. There's no coordination between the White House. Now, there's nothing in place to stop this. And this is what makes me mad. We obviously see the abuse of power. We obviously see the conspiracy that took place. And all we can do is watch it. We're just sitting back going, you mean to tell me nobody sees this? You trying to still lie and say that, nah, he just went down there to volunteer zone, say he had nothing. We didn't send him. We ain't send him. Nah, we ain't trying to interfere with the verdict and this case and stuff, even though somehow Robert De Niro and all these guys showed up we had nothing to do with that. We had nothing to do with that. Unbelievable. We all know what the Biden administration wants, and that is guilty. It's not, let's go ahead and get to the bottom of truth and whatever the jury says is fine. No, there's only one outcome for these folks, and that is finding Trump guilty.
This looks like a plant. You see
it is a plant.
Certain people come in and out of the Justice Department and they go to kind of a specialized job or a more specialized job within the government somewhere. You usually don't go from federal to state. But the idea that Colangelo isn't part of the greater Biden conspiracy to take down Donald Trump, that's preposterous. He's absolutely at the center of it. And for Judge Merchan to have gagged Donald Trump on Colangelo specifically, I mean, he's a political player at this point. So I find
Now, isn't that odd? That the raggedy judge gagged Trump so he can't talk about Colangelo. How many people did the judge look at and say, here's all our corrupt players, so therefore I'm going to cover all of you and make sure that Trump cannot expose that you all are part of the corruption. So his daughter, Colangelo, or even Cohen, all of them. Whoa, what just happened? Yeah, let's get back to this guy. We're almost done, y'all.
How do you see it?
I have to agree with Andrew. I am terrified about these jury instructions because when you look at the crux of this, Judge Merchan refuses to let the jury know that hush money payments are not illegal.
Why? Why did the judge do that, y'all? See, this is what I mean by the judge is in on it. So let me get this straight. When the defense got finished with their statements and the judge laid down the criteria. Why wouldn't he let them know
Fairness
this?
and injustice that are going on I think are really troubling, and those jury instructions are center to some of the problems that we have here.
The jury instructions. So the judge gives the jury certain instructions and criteria that almost kind of make it easy for them to come to a guilty verdict. Isn't that odd? Yeah. I mean, just making sure it's broad. And then this woman comes in and says, I'm really concerned about
That is just extraordinary that this is taking place right now. How do you see it?
I have to agree with Andrew. I am terrified about these jury instructions because when you look at the crux of this, Judge Merchan refuses to let the jury know that hush money payments are not illegal.
Why would he do that?
That is really important. What is hush money? They're settlement agreements. Let me tell you, reporters do this all the time. They worked in the Clinton campaign. They catched and killed many, many stories. And there is nothing wrong with that. There's nothing illegal with these types of settlement agreements, but the judge is refusing to allow that instruction to a jury. So there is so much chaos in that jury room. I am hoping that deliberations will only take a couple hours because there's two lawyers, and I have full faith that they can at least weave through some of these instructions and say, here's the crux, business records.
There were fireworks this week because Judge Merchan reprimanded Trump's lawyer, Todd Blanche, during the closing arguments yesterday.
What? Look at that.
Blanche told the jury...
Yeah, you don't hear anything about the judge reprimanding the prosecution or Fat Albert? Nothing? None of that? Huh? It just seems like the judge is on pins and needles when it comes down to the Trump administration and him and all of his folks. Now, isn't that odd? Yeah, we don't need to give y'all any information that might make y'all go, well, that's simple. If hush money is not a crime, then why are we even here? Why are we even convicting? So now the judge wouldn't let them tell the jury that. It's almost like he's setting it up for the jury to need as little bit of information as possible to convict Trump. That's what it seems like. And what else did they do? Why? You know what? Stupid thing. What else did they do? Let's see. Here we go.
I know.
If he gets acquitted. I mean, it's outrageous.
And then you got
want to
De
have
Niro
something
there
outrageous,
yesterday.
Judge Merchan? That's outrageous.
Wait.
The White House...
Wait.
For a couple decades now, and
wait.
Is the jury understanding that?
Wait.
Trump, I think,
again.
This does not call for jail.
One more time.
Basted him the way that.
I mean, have...
Right here.
Jail to kind of work that in there.
And right
sounds like there's
one more
court system to investigate. Andrew, what are your thoughts on this? Because this is the same judge that oversaw Steve Bannon and other areas.
What was that?
World.
That was important. This was the same judge that oversaw Steve Bannon's trial and other Trump defendants. Why is this same judge being the judge that they're going to deal with anybody relating to Trump? Isn't that odd that he just keeps, everybody lands on his docket?
I mean, it wasn't random that they selected him, was it?
No, I think that we've got deep issues in the New York judicial process of getting judges selected. It has to be neutral and
look at this.
It has
look how
to be
many
random. It doesn't appear to be that way. He continues to be put on Trump cases one after another, and it sounds like there's some shuffling and poker playing going on within the judiciary to make that happen. So I think
now, how is that? How unlucky or lucky is this one judge? What? Oh, another Trump person? Wow, I don't know how they just keep falling in my lap. Okay, well, bring him in. Isn't that odd? That's quite odd. Because, see, it's hard to find a corrupt judge that's willing to conspire. So it ain't a whole bunch of them out there, I guess. So they're like, oh, we need one corrupt judge, one activist, and then we will recycle him for every case dealing with Trump.
And that investigation is very important. And then yesterday, when we saw Judge Merchan kind of go after Todd Blanche, calling his argument outrageous, that's way over the top. That's an easy mistake to make as a defense counsel. You can say, be very careful before you take away his freedom and liberty. And so to say jail, to kind of work that in there, I think it's a very general, generic reference to the idea of condemnation by a jury. Don't condemn this man. It has great consequence. To say that mentioning jail versus liberty, justice, freedom, those are very nuanced differences, and I think it's over the top to call that outrageous and to have lambasted him the way that
I mean, having said all that, it does mean jail.
Not necessarily. Donald Trump could avoid jail with a conviction here. And so I do worry that by mentioning that, it almost invites Merchan to send him to jail because his attorney said so. Your attorney said you'd go to jail if you were convicted.
And I think he might just do something stupid like that to make a point and to protect Joe Biden from having to debate Donald Trump and to provoke us to go buck wild in the streets. Now, in my mind, I will go buck wild. And here in my studio, I'm going to turn straight green if they convict Trump. And definitely, if they sentence him to jail, I will turn green. Honestly, next time y'all see me on my show, I'll be full-blown green. You know, I would be so fighting mad, unbelievable. And I'm sure many other folks across the country will be too. But if we remain level-headed, we can cause this to backfire regardless of whatever they do to Trump. Because Trump still has the support of the people, whether he's in jail, whether he's just convicted and they label him as a felon, whatever. He still has the support because we all know this crap is fake. The real key is remaining calm if they do something drastic.
There's mixed opinions, I think, in the legal community as to whether this crime under these circumstances calls for jail time. And
No,
I think
it doesn't.
Merchan
It doesn't
has
require that.
a very heavy task if there's a conviction to decide if there's any jail time, a day or a week, a month, whatever he is put in front of him.
Yeah.
But this does not call for jail time in most circumstances.
Well, that would be a new low for this country.
It would be, Maria. It would be a new low, and it would be something I don't know if the country will ever recover from if they do something that stupid. Because the whole trial itself is stupid. And we're going to close with Biden sending in the dummies to try to convince that jury and others that Trump should be found guilty.
After the civil trials and then now this, why would anyone have any faith in the New York State judicial system?
Can you imagine doing business in New York with any type of political magnifying glass?
Absolutely not.
I mean, it's at a point at this time where everything that's been done to Donald Trump, I think, screams to business folks in New York that this is a very precarious place to be.
Yeah.
And the politics that you bring to the table will have a direct impact on how the state investigates you and the potential that they try to put you in jail, where they don't do that to compatriots who are politically favorable.
Well, I mean,
I wouldn't even ride close to New York. I'd be like, what? Just Jersey? Jersey's too close. It's too close.
Is the jury understanding that?
Good
Does the
question.
jury hear all of this? Is the jury going to say, listen, if I really discuss how I actually feel that this is all unfair and he should be acquitted, they'll come after me.
Yeah.
Yes, of course. You don't think that jury, when they get out, they don't go home and watch the news and see Robert De Niro standing out front of the courtroom? You don't think they see that? Yeah. So let's see what happened when they sent Robert De Niro there as we close.
I have faith in the jury system. I might be the first.
I don't.
I've been doing
don't.
legal work for a couple decades now, and I've had hundreds of juries, and they most often come back in a just way. And so I have to have faith in that in order to continue my job and stay sane. But there are issues and there are concerns here in New York. There's 2 attorneys on there. There's also some other very intelligent folks. There's very practical folks
That's
on
true,
there.
yeah.
And they've promised to be fair.
I don't trust it.
Yeah, but the
seen
White
a lot
House
worse.
already said we're planning a tax on Trump
I know.
if he gets acquitted.
Yeah.
And to say that right before the jury is about to deliberate, I mean, that's outrageous.
And then you got
want to
De
have
Niro
something
there
outrageous,
yesterday.
Judge Merchan? That's outrageous.
Yeah, that's outrageous. So the judge is running around saying all these other things are outrageous. And you know what? Shut up, Mr. Trump. And put my family in danger. And you know what? You're in contempt and all that stuff. But yet they send folks down there right before the jury is deliberating. Right before that. No comment for the judge. Nothing.
I don't know that they have proved beyond a reasonable
saw
doubt.
that part. Yeah. So let's get to this, y'all. Yeah, let me cut through the chase.
Fairness. If they perceive this to be unfair,
The American
it's going to
people?
blow up in the Democrats' face.
Oh,
and now
yeah.
you have Joe Biden saying he's going to comment on this trial from the White House.
And that's going to tick everybody off. If they find Trump guilty and you see that Muppet come out there bragging and trying to, I told you he was evil, he's corrupting him, knowing that that is the real corrupt person that should be drugged into court somewhere. That's the stuff that makes me mad where I'm going, the guilty one is right there in front of us. That's the one. And yet he will drag his nasty tail out there. Trump was guilty, and I told y'all, and Ultra MAGA, and this and this and that. That would burn us all up. And they're preparing to do this. This is ridiculous.
Not to mention the fact he went out today and had like a campaign rally with Robert De Niro kind of brushing Trump back and trying to go after Trump. He has made this political a massive misstep by the Biden campaign and the Biden White House. It reeks of unfairness. The American people reject that in all forms.
And what is this? What is this? Here's who they sent. Their hitman, Robert De Niro. Bizarre Biden campaign.
Donald Trump wants to destroy not only the city, but the country, and eventually he could destroy the world.
What the? Now, this man is suffering from one of the worst cases of Trump derangement syndrome I've ever seen. Stage 5. Is there stage 5? Or is it? We have to create a new stage just for this dude. You hear what this man just said? He said he might destroy not only the city, but the country, and perhaps the whole wide world. How did you get there, Robert? How did you get to this place, Roberto, where you're saying something like that and you actually think it's possible? This man is a walking, talking MSNBC billboard. I don't know, you can't get more direct than this guy is when it comes down to spewing out the exact talking points that these folks are saying. So this guy thinks that Trump might destroy the whole wide world, guys. The whole world. Now, here's the crazy part about that statement. Biden has destroyed American cities with his policies. He has destroyed American states. And they all SO, liberal, Democrat-ran cities and states. Destroyed them as well. And guess what? The whole world seems to be in chaos under Biden. But yet he's claiming that Trump, if he gets elected, the one who had things stabilized, he's claiming that that guy is going to destroy the cities, the country, and perhaps the whole wide world. As the Muppet in office right now is doing exactly that. That's how dumb this guy is.
And now he's promising to use our own military to attack U.S. citizens.
Now notice the actor is reading his lines as he looks down at whatever talking points either the Biden administration has given him or the fake news, because that's exactly what he's doing. He's reading every single thing we hear come straight out of the news. So now Trump's going to attack American citizens with the military. For what? See, that's the luxury of being a Democratic hit person. You don't have to answer that question. You just throw that raggedy statement out there. So who exactly will Trump be sigging the military on? Just regular citizens? People that didn't vote for him? He's just going to go ahead and say, hey, military, for no reason, go. Or could it be, just in case, radical behind leftists start destroying cities again? Could it be, just in case they try to burn down the White House like they did the one time when Trump was in the White House? Could it be that? Could it be that them destroy cities and takes over blocks and all of that stuff? Because that's what's going to happen if he's elected. As he's sitting here worried about Trump being destructive and violence and stuff. If Trump wins, in spite of all of these attacks, the left will lose their mind. And we can't sit around and let them burn down cities like we did before. Send the National Guard in on the rioters if it is required. But this guy making it seem like Trump just going to do it because he likes it.
We've forgotten the lessons of history that showed us other clowns who weren't taken seriously until they became vicious dictators. We make room for clowns.
And that right now, we're looking at one. So now the actor, once again, is being something that he's not. First of all, he's trying to act like a tough guy. You only play one in movies, man. Secondly, they're still feeding you your lines. You're not a free thinker. You're no Daisy. You're no Daisy at all. So now here he is talking about we got to be careful of a cloud. Let me get this straight. Trump, where he could become Hitler again, and we have to learn from history and all of that stuff. Why is it that folks that come from banana republics, communist countries, they all feel that way about the Democrat Party? They're all saying, we know that history. We know the behaviors of communists. We know the groundworks of a banana republic. We left that joint. And now we're seeing those attributes in the Democrat Party. And this fool is talking about we should learn from history. And if we don't, well, and I'm going, You right now are on the team. If this was in the 40s, you would be on the team of Hitler.
We have a second chance. And no one is laughing now. I don't mean to scare you.
I'm laughing at you, not with you. You sound crazy, Roberto. He finally done lost his mind. And here it is, y'all. I don't mean to scare you, but if y'all vote for Trump, everybody's gonna die. If y'all vote for Trump, the whole world might blow up. If y'all vote for Trump, he's gonna sig the military on all of y'all. If y'all vote for Trump, then... But I don't mean to scare y'all.
No, wait. Maybe I do mean to scare you.
Thank you for being honest.
If Trump returns to the White House, you can kiss these freedoms goodbye.
Which ones?
That we all take for granted.
Like what? Like what? Like being able to go out and protest without the FBI infiltrating and setting up false flags and then spying on you? Huh? You mean like that? You mean like being able to get on the internet and say what you want to say without the FBI flagging you and all this stuff? You mean not having to worry about them trying to get our guns? Do you mean stuff like that, Roberto? That's what I want to know. So what kind of freedoms are you referring to, pal?
And elections, forget about it. That's over. That's done.
Oh, you mean like the one that they're trying to destroy right now by throwing Trump in jail? Using lawfare against them and trying to remove this man off the ballot? And not to even mention what took place that last election. All of the shenanigans went on there. See, this is crazy. You mean, wait a minute, Roberto, you mean like importing a whole bunch of illegal immigrants and then encouraging them to vote in our elections? Yeah. And you wonder why we're trying to fight against that mess, because we're saying, you know what? Elections will be over. They will be over if we leave it up to the Democrats. They can't take the chance of the people voting because the people see right through them. So we got to rig it. We got to bring in new voters. And we got to encourage these folks to get IDs. We got to go ahead and set up organizations to help them get registered. We got to count them in the census. All of those things, Roberto, we're looking at that and saying our elections will be over if Trump don't win. But this fool, our elections will be over.
If he gets in, I can tell you right now.
What?
He will never leave.
Where'd you get that from? That man, as he's looking back and forth between his lines that they gave him, I will tell you right now, let me guess, he'll never leave. Just like Nancy Pelosi said, just like Hillary Clinton said, just like Comey said, just like all the people on The View said, just like MSNBC says, just like CNN says, you're a walking, talking parrot. So now you want us to believe, or at least the dummies out there, to think that Trump is going to get in office and never, ever leave. How is that going to happen? Did you stop and think that through? Did you stop and say, what mechanism would Trump use to stay in office for the rest of ever? If he wins, he's going to do his 4 years, and then what, Robert? That's my question. See, they don't explain that. They just says he'll never leave. Let's continue.
He will never leave. You know that.
You know that. Does he know that he's crazy? Does he know that he's suffering from stage 5 TDS? Ain't nothing worse than to be walking around crazy and you're the only one that don't know you're crazy. Everybody around you is going, that dude is bat crap crazy. And he has no idea. And then he's talking about, you know that, right? See, that would be like him saying, you know what? There's dinosaurs all around us. You know that, right? You know that. Seriously confident that there's dinosaurs around us and upset with us that we don't see them. You know that, right? And I'm going, no, there's nothing around here. So this guy thinks that Trump is going to get into office and never, ever leave. And then went to the, you know that, right? I'm schooling y'all.
He will never leave. What does that mean?
You're crazy. Simple. That's what it means. That means you right now are the one that flew over the cuckoo nest. That's what that means. You need to leave that mic. And on your way out, there's going to be some choice words for you, Roberto.
Is that the country we want to live in? Do we want him running this country and saying, I'm not leaving, I'm dictator for life?
Well, now, if we did have to have somebody run the country for life, Trump's a pretty good candidate, but nonetheless, that's not going to happen. The man who honors the Constitution, the man who left the first time, the man who y'all swore up and down, you know what? He launched an insurrection when he was the president when that took place. But yet he sent in some people with MAGA hats and cell phones instead of the military. There you go. He lost the insurrection against himself. Against himself. That's what it was. Interesting choice. Instead of the military, let's use regular citizens with MAGA hats and cell phones. See, these people are crazy. They don't even think like that. So now somebody had to go ahead and say, I'm sick of hearing this old crazy fool. Go ahead and set the alarm off and see if he could talk through that and stay focused. Let's finish hearing the crazy man talk as we leave.
This is not a threat. This is a reality. The only way to preserve
a false reality, as this man right here is plugged into the matrix and he has no idea. Right now that matrix is the fake news and they are programming, typing, all right. Let them know that this is a reality. This is a reality. There you go. What else messages we want the idiots to hear?
Serve our freedoms and hold on to our humanity is to vote for Joe Biden.
Oh, there it is. That's the solution. To save all of our lives, guys. To protect the whole globe. Joe Biden is the solution. The man who single-handedly destroyed the country, or at least his administration did, in 3.5 years. That guy, the man who ran the economy straight into the ground and stumped on it and wiped his feet on it. The man who's responsible for getting soldiers killed, legal immigrants running all around a dang on country, inflation's up, and the only solution is voting for that guy. Because the other guy is going to become a dictator for life. There you go. And he's going to sig the military on us. This man needs help.
President, really?
Look, we don't. Yeah. Try to get back where you at. Find your line. Find your space, actor. Find your space where you left off. See, it's hard to concentrate when that horn is blowing. I'm mad that I wasn't there. I'm mad that I wasn't there in a big fat semi truck. That horn ain't loud enough. I'd be like, burr, burr, just blowing it to see if he can stay focused with these lies.
You have a choice. You got. I don't know. I don't even know how to deal with you. I don't even know how to deal with you.
Oh yeah. You don't know how to deal with him because he spoke the truth. That man right there said that those two fake cops behind you lied to Congress, which they did. Talking about the Green Mile. So the Democrats sent those two fake cops from January 6th. And then Robert De Niro. They are so dumb when it comes down to their campaigning. I mean, whoever is making these choices, these political choices, I'm going, nobody cares about these two fake cops. We all know that they are pimping the system. Y'all planted these sucker-majuckas in there to be the face of the insurrection. I was there so scared. They called me all kind of names and stuff, and I was fighting for my life in the country. Donald Trump's a white nationalist. That's what they stuck them in there for. And now the Democrats are helping them, promoting them all over the place, and then sticking this old washed up fart right in front of the cameras to make a fool of himself. And now, guys, he's going to go out pretending he's a tough guy again, because apparently he don't realize he's an actor. He thinks he's really tough in real life. And the people are going to go ahead and see just how tough he is. Let's see how tough your skin is, Roberto.
They stood there. They didn't have to. And there were other ones in there who probably were in with them a little bit too, and they found a way to get around. Not these guys.
Those guys? Those two fake guys? You mean those two dudes is on a tour making money? Pimping the system? Going around being Muppets for the Democrat Party? Those two plants? And you talking about their heroes. They stood in there. Get them out of there. Get them out of there. Where's all the rest of the cops? Why aren't they doing tours? That's my question. Why aren't they doing tours? But for some reason, these two, they got promoted. Yeah, stupid. Here we go. Let's finish. We're almost done. 30 seconds.
With them a little bit too, and they found a way to get around. Not these guys. Not these guys. They stood there and fought for us, for you. For you. For you. They weren't fighting for you. No, they fought.
No, they weren't fighting. My man said they weren't fighting for me. You darn right. They weren't fighting for anybody because they weren't fighting because it wasn't an insurrection. We got video footage of the Green Mile losing his crap, and they had to send him out of there. Dude, just go somewhere. We'll handle it. It looks like you got a broken medullum oblongata. Can't control yourself. Now go somewhere and sit down. We'll come and get you when it's all over.
But for you, buddy. You're
for
able to
you,
stand
buddy.
right here now.
Yeah, right now.
You loser! We're trying to be gentlemen in this world. The Democrats.
You don't hear, Roberto? We're trying to be gentlemen in this world. The Democrats. After this guy, every show he goes on, cussing and saying all kind of horrific things about Donald Trump, and now all of a sudden he's a gentleman. As he goes out bad, cussing at these people, talking about, we're trying to be gentlemen. Yeah, hey guys, give him some more, okay? Because we're going to send this crybaby away. Crybaby, cry. Yeah, because when I see you getting mad, it only encourages me, baby. It only encourages
You are gangsters. You are gangsters.
We call them gangsters. And you play one on TV, but you're not real. Yeah, here we go. Give it to him. Let the gangsters show you how the streets really are. So what's wrong with you, Roberto? Why you mad?
You're a softy. You're a nobody.
The movie sucked.
You're trash. You're done.
Garbage.
You're done after this.
Caca. You're caca. You're shite. You're a douchebag.
Traitor to Italian Jews.
Thank you.
Traitor to Italian Jews.
Where you going, Roberto? Wait a minute. The press conference over? What? Oh, no. Not speeding off. So did y'all see him tuck that tail between those legs and bounce? Get me out of here. That didn't go like we thought. We thought all of Biden supporters were going to show up and cheer me on. That's right. But Biden supporters don't show up because there are none. So here he comes thinking he's going to be welcomed, and he got blasted. And that's what he is. He's a softcore actor, washed up, irrelevant, now never respected again actor. I mean, I can't even watch any of his old movies, and I love some of the old ones. But now I'm like, get your tail out of here, knowing that you are really crazy. Up here spreading that type of garbage. And boy, I wish I would have been walking by right then at that moment, because I wanted to join in. I really wanted to join in to the capping session as they capped him out of here. Yeah, they verbally chased him out of here. Get out of here. You're done. You're irrelevant. Your movie sucked. Boy, I tell you, I love it when they get what's coming for them. Now, God bless y'all. God bless America. We got to pray that, Trump beats this thing one way or another. We'll get through it. But like I already warned everybody, you have to be prepared for the unthinkable when it comes down to these people. You gotta it's a kind of plan for the worst, because we know they're never gonna stop until Trump is in. Yeah, and if he's in, he needs to work quick to put a stop to them. See, because they won't even stop once he gets in if he don't shut down their access to control and power and their infrastructure that they've been building for years. So he got to get in, and that's why he's prepared his staff to come in and say, now let's shut this mess down. We ain't gonna have no leaks this time. We ain't gonna have them. Yeah, that stuff, man, he got to come in and shut it down, because they're working against him before, and they definitely will work against him after if he don't take control of that. But I'm worried about the before right now. And this case right now, as raggedy as it is, the Democrats will use something like this to stir up a hornet's nest. So we got to be wise, watchful. We got to be like, yo, as mad as we might get sometimes, we can't impulsively react. Got to stop for a second and say, wait, let's think about this. Let's not get chased into the trap. See, because some people will be like, oh, heck nah, and go running right into the trap. So we got to stop for a second and say, wait a minute. If something is yelling this direction, do I stand still? Do I run towards that to confront it? Or do I run away? Because it might be that their goal is to scare me into another direction. It's kind of like how a pack of wolves hunt, or a pack of lions. It's let's use a couple of them to scare the people, or the hyenas, or the whatever, the gazelles. We'll use a couple of them to scare them, and they're not aware that right down over the hill is about 4 or 5 lioness going, come on, that's exactly the direction we wanted you to come in. But boy, it is very tempting as you see these evil people doing stuff like that, to say, you know what, y'all want us off the bench? You want us off the bench? But we can't do it, not yet. Let's pray that this all works out somehow. So God bless y'all. God bless America. Don't forget to hit that like button. I went 2 hours this time. Boy, I feel it. But I only gave y'all an hour yesterday because of that interview, which that guy was very informative. And I hope y'all do visit his website, because I am. And I want to see if I can get me a nice stay-at-home job and all of that stuff. Somebody said, go do a tour camp. I would if somebody booked me. Hey, they always have these conservative conventions. I never get invited. I never get invited to be a speaker. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So if y'all know somebody who will bring me to a city or bring me to a event or whatever, I'll definitely be a speaker. I've been doing public speaking for years, not necessarily about politics. But if y'all know somebody, yeah, let me know. Plug my name out there. Say, hey, you know who y'all should bring this year? Kevin from Kevin's Corner. Bring a little information and comedy to the whole joint. So anyway, thank y'all so much. Don't forget to text MAGA to this number. And then this way, just in case they unexist me here, you know, I'll at least be able to let y'all know. And then if you want to donate to the channel, you can. There are links below the video to do that. And I think that might be it, or at least that's all I can talk about now, because my voice is totally done. I spent it all. So let's just go ahead and get out of here. Gizmo doesn't love me anymore. I don't know what happened to him. He's going through something. I'm still trying to figure out what's wrong with my dog. He ain't playing no more. He's moping around. Might have to take him to the vet, man. You know, because y'all already know. That's the only other reason that I might disappear for like 8 months if something happened to Gizmo. Y'all have to come to the place I be in the straight jacket. Talking about some Gizmo. Where's the Gizmo? Kev, you gotta snap out of this. Shut up. You don't understand. He was my friend. Anyway, so God bless y'all. God bless him. You better start pulling it together. See y'all next time in Kevin's Corner. Let's bounce. I'm gonna go smash some grub. Lay it down. See the way we tear up the place, yeah. See y'all tomorrow, same time, same place.